Hello, design lovers. I'm Ashley Childers, and today I'm sharing my designer spring decorating tips. I'll show you step by step how to give your home a quick spring refresh, share a few easy floral arrangements you can create for a fresh vibe, and share my spring dining tablescape to get you inspired to create a beautiful table for Easter, Passover, or any other spring get-together. I know you're going to love today's video, so be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button as we drop a new design video every week. Let's get started right here in the entry. So the first thing that I did was add this large fluted vase to the tablescape and created this abundant spring floral arrangement in it. Now this is redbud branches. I absolutely love redbuds. They signify spring for me. I love the lavender color, and they only bloom a few weeks in Arkansas, so I always try to clip some of them when they are in bloom. Now, if you don't have redbud branches where you are, just any spring floral branches will do. You could use cherry blossoms, forsythia, tulip, magnolia. The list honestly goes on and on. I just think it's a really great time of year to add some beautiful blooming branches to your tablescapes. The next thing that I added to the tablescape was this Livingston vase. This is a gorgeous new vase from my collection, and I just wanted to celebrate it right here in our entry. I added some white hyacinth to the vase, and if you'll notice, white is going to be my fresh color for spring. I always encourage our community to find a color of this season that they want to embrace, and this year for me it is that bright pop of white. So not only do I add that white in with the hyacinth, but if you know hyacinth, it has the most heavenly floral aroma. So I don't need a candle or a diffuser or anything else on this table because that fresh spring scent is coming right from the fresh flowers. I added just a few other little artful accents on this table with a plate and this really beautiful burl bowl and these fun little opera binoculars that are vintage, and I just think they add a lot of charm and character to this table vignette. Now, if this does not say spring, I don't know what does. I want to move a little farther into our entry and show you one more fun little tip that you can include in your entry to bring spring into your home. Before we move into the great room, just a quick little pro tip to include in your entry or on your kitchen counter: a little bowl of pastel colored spring candies. I always love to include this. It's just a fun little grab and go for my guests or for myself, and it just signifies spring in my opinion and lets your guests know that you thought about them. In this space, I want to show you how making a few simple tweaks to your decor can bring in that fresh spring vibe and get us over the gloomy cold weather that we have had for months. First, you're going to want to change out those darker accessories for lighter, brighter pieces. Now, I brought in white ceramics for that pop of freshness that I have been craving, and then also accented with some vintage decor pieces and of course some fresh florals to create that beautiful spring look. Next, pillows and throw blankets. Now, this is such an easy switch out to bring a little spring refresh into your home. So let's change out our dark velvet and wool throw pillows for bright and airy linen pieces with block prints. Of course, I'm going to incorporate that pop of white that is my color of the season. And then I'm changing out all of my wool blankets for fresh, easy breezy cotton and gauze blankets. Now, I will say that sometimes it takes a little bit of effort to find spring decor that really speaks to you, but we have put together a great spring decor shopping list that includes some of the most beautiful pillows that I have ever found. I was so pleased with this purchase. I've put the link below so you can shop all of my favorite finds for yourself. On this side of the great room, you can see that I have kept that fresh spring theme going with the addition of linen pillows, block print pillows, gauzy cotton blankets, and that pop of white that I love for the season. Now, I've also included some potted plants and a sweet little floral arrangement behind me. So I want to take you into the kitchen next and teach you how to create some fun little floral arrangements for your home. I feel like a spring refresh is incomplete without the addition of some beautiful spring floral arrangements. So we've got a couple that we're going to put together today. They're super easy, very affordable, and you can create them in your own home. So let's get started. So this little low bowl beauty is the first one that we're going to start with. And all we're going to do is add these freesia stems to it. Now, I love to create floral arrangements in a low bowl. And the way that you can do that is by adding a floral frog to the bottom of the bowl. So I've got a pretty large one. I've got it placed inside of the low bowl, and then I've got some water in there. Now, when you're choosing floral stems for an arrangement like this, you want to choose something that has a rigid stem. So these are freesia. I love them. They smell amazing. And as you can see, they've got a really rigid stem. Now, generally, when I'm making a floral arrangement, I cut the stems at an angle because it allows more water to travel up the stem. But when you're using a floral frog like this, you're going to want to have like a blunt cut at the bottom, straight across, so that when you stick it into the floral frog, it's got some surface area to stick down into the floral frog. So we're just going to keep building out this little arrangement with these beautiful freesia stems. So the last thing that we're going to do to our little low bowl freesia arrangement is just add in some moss to cover up the floral frog. I always like to do this, honestly, with all of my arrangements, but especially when you've got a floral frog in there, you don't want to be able to see that. And I personally just love the little addition that the moss makes. I think it creates just a fun statement because it looks like the freesia stems are bursting up out of the moss. Next up, we have this white hyacinth that I'm going to arrange in this beautiful new Livingston vase. It's from my collection. So I love hyacinth, and I love to grab a bunch of it when I'm at my local supermarket. This is the perfect time of year for it, and it smells so good. So now when you buy it, you're going to see that it's got the little bulb attachment still down at the bottom. You can leave it like that if you want, or you can snip that off. Now, when you snip it off, what's gonna happen is some of the leaves may unattach themselves from the actual stem, but that's okay because we're using a really small opening vase, and we're just gonna stuff everything down in there. And I kind of like that they spill over a little bit. Literally take it, stuff it down in that vase. So cute and easy. Now let's create a large, dramatic flowering branch arrangement. So we're going to start with a very large vase. And pro tip, if you want to create a large arrangement in a large vase like this, use a smaller vessel with your water in it and put it inside of the large vase. A couple of reasons to do this. First of all, if you were to fill this entire vase up with water, it would be super heavy. Secondly, when you have a vase that has a large mouth like this, sometimes the branches splay out and get a little too wild. Putting a smaller vessel inside of it keeps the branches under control just a little bit. So now we're going to just add our bridal wreath spirea. I clipped this in the yard. Grows abundantly this time of year. It's so pretty. I think it looks like tall, delicate baby's breath in my opinion. And I'm just gonna make sure all of the stems get down in the water, spread them out just a little bit, and look at what a beautiful dramatic statement that makes. You add this to any room in your home and you're going to have an instant spring refresh. Next up on our spring florals is potted plants and bringing them inside. So I want to show you a couple of cool ways to incorporate some spring potted plants into your decor. So this, I love using some type of a bowl like this that has an elevated pedestal, just because if you have any type of plant that kind of drapes down like this, elevating it up just makes it a little bit more dramatic. This is beautiful potted jasmine. I picked this up at the local store the other day. It's so pretty and smells amazing, and all of these little lavender buds will open up to these sweet little white flowers. So all I'm going to do literally is I've lined this in plastic, the bowl. Although it's watertight, I wouldn't have to do that, but I just did it because I wanted to. And then I'm just gonna take these 3 potted jasmine plants and nestle them down inside of the bowl. And let me just show you guys. Y'all are gonna just flip. Look at how good that looks. That is just 3 potted plants, and it created such a beautiful, abundant spring arrangement that will last all season long. All you have to do is water it. So good, such a great way to bring fresh spring florals into your home. Also, I wanted to show you these 2 as well. So this is a potted freesia. We made an arrangement out of freesia stems a moment ago, but this is actually a potted freesia that I've got down inside of this basket. Added some moss. That's all I needed, and I can just water it. It'll last all season. And then of course, just this little kind of leafy potted plant as well. I think that adding potted plants into your home during the spring season is just a great, easy way to keep fresh florals all season long. Moving on to our last floral arrangement of the day, and this one is for my Easter tablescape that I will show you in a minute. So I wanted to create a really loose and effortless arrangement for the table, and I'm doing so in this Kurt pitcher. This is from my collection. It's handmade in Italy, and I love it because it's got this sweet little spiral handle, and it's also that pop of bright white that I've been using throughout the rest of the house. Now, all I'm going to do is add some clipped branches to it, and we have both the bridal wreath spirea and the red buds. I love both of these. I clipped them in the yard. They're so pretty together. And what they do is just create a very loose and whimsical arrangement for the center of the table. Now, before we move over to the dining table, I want to show you a quick Easter napkin DIY. To make our sweet little bunny napkin, we're going to start with our linen napkin that we have pressed with an iron, fold it in half again, and then press it with your hands. Turn it over, and then let's press it in half so you create a crease. And then we're gonna bring a half down, and then the other half down. Press with your hands. This side up to create a little square. Press with your hands. Now fold those in. Press, turn it over. Up the little point, and then fold the entire thing backwards to create your bunny. And then I just like to finish mine off with some twine to keep everything together. It's the cutest, easiest little addition to your Easter tablescape, and something that you could involve the kids in. So cute. The last thing that I want to talk about is creating a beautiful spring tablescape for entertaining. So this year I decided to create this tablescape in our breakfast area, and I did that because it just has so much abundant light, and I love the crisp white backdrop of this dining table. All I did to create this effortless look was add in our little floral arrangement that we just created. I included some sage green linen placemats. This is our everyday china. It's got a really pretty cream glaze on it. I've got some vintage bronze flatware, some beautiful opalescent glasses, and then a couple of little lavender taper candles, and then our little bunny napkins. And that's it. That's all you need. I wanted it to be fresh and effortless looking, and it does just that. Okay, there you have it, friends. My best designer tricks for refreshing your home for spring. I hope that you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments which tip from today's video was your favorite. Now, if you love all things design like I do, follow us over on Pinterest and check us out on Instagram at Ashley Childers Home to see all of the behind the scenes of our daily design adventures and become a part of our design loving community. And if you want even more designer tips and tricks right now, you're going to want to watch this playlist next. As always, I'm Ashley Childers. Thank you for watching, and remember, good design is for everyone. So create a home that inspires you, have fun refreshing your spaces for spring, and fall in love with where you live one room at a time.